After slowing down some in May, illegal border crossings are back up to record-breaking numbers. Sources with Customs and Border Protection tell Fox News there were more than 260,000 immigrant encounters in September, which would be the highest monthly total ever. These encounters are leading to many dangerous situations for law enforcement. Here to talk about a new bill meant to protect those officers and others is Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Senator, thanks for joining us.
Mike, thanks for having me. Great to be with you.
In September, you introduced the Agent Raul Gonzalez Officer Safety Act. What would that bill do?
Well, sure. It's named for Border Patrol Agent Raul Gonzalez, who was killed in December of last year. He was killed in a high-speed chase where he was doing his job as a Border Patrol agent, and an illegal immigrant was fleeing from him, and the ATV that Agent Gonzalez was in turned over and ended up killing him. And unfortunately, this pattern is happening more and more, where we're having high-speed chases. We're in the midst of the worst illegal immigration in our nation's history. 7.6 million illegal immigrants have come in under Joe Biden. And so what this bill would do is that it makes it a felony to fail to yield to a Border Patrol agent and to engage in a high-speed chase. And in particular, it creates enhanced penalties if, as a result of that high-speed chase, someone is injured or someone is killed. And in the instance where someone is injured or killed, it provides very significant jail time for failing to yield to a Border Patrol agent, because that's endangering not just Border Patrol agents and law enforcement, but it's endangering the citizens of South Texas and Texans across our state.
Senator, with Democrats in control of the Senate and the White House, will Democrats support this legislation?
You know, unfortunately, I'm not optimistic. This legislation, I've introduced a lot of legislation on securing the border, and consistently, Democrats in the Senate oppose it. So, for example, I am a longtime author of Kate's Law. Kate's Law is another bill that is named after Kate Steinle, the beautiful 28-year-old young woman in California who was murdered, and she was murdered by an illegal immigrant who had been deported over and over again, and he'd been in and out of jail for multiple felonies. And he kept getting let go, and he kept let go out of the revolving door, and ultimately he murdered Kate Steinle. And Kate's Law provides that if you're an aggravated felon who enters the country repeatedly, that you face a mandatory minimum prison sentence to get the most dangerous criminals off the street. Twice I've forced a vote on Kate's Law on the Senate floor. Twice, every single Senate Democrat has voted against Kate's Law. Given that pattern, given that whenever we have a vote and Democrats have the opportunity to do something about the crisis at our southern border caused by Joe Biden's open borders, Senate Democrats consistently vote in favor of the open borders, despite the mounting death toll that we're seeing every day.
How do you persuade those Democratic senators otherwise?
Well, look, they've got to hear from their constituents, and I do think we're seeing awareness of this issue change. We're seeing blue state governors, we're seeing blue state mayors realizing that this open borders crisis is a disaster. You look at New York's mayor, Eric Adams, obviously a Democrat. He has said illegal immigration is destroying New York City. It's a crisis. They've had about 110,000 illegal immigrants in New York City. If the mayor of New York says 110,000 illegal immigrants is a crisis in New York, what the hell does he think 7.6 million illegal immigrants is in Texas and the other border states? We're facing something our nation has never seen before. And I got to tell you, Mike, when you go down to the southern border, as I do often, and you see firsthand the human suffering, you see the people dying, you see the children brutalized, you see the women sexually assaulted, you see the people dying of drug overdoses, you can't defend what's happening. And I do think more and more people, even those who might be politically left of center, are realizing this is a humanitarian disaster. It's cruel and it's wrong.
Okay. All right. We are out of time for now. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, we thank you for your time.
Thank you.